From a professional soccer career to becoming a driving force in the mortgage industry, Brian Covey has shown what it takes to find your competitive edge. Get off the sidelines and get in the game. Find your competitive edge with Brian Covey.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another solo episode. We're going to recap something really cool that I learned from our guest, Justin Brain, and he had reached out. We connected up about this Kolbe Index. Before we jump into that, I'm going to read this quote that I think will set up the stage for today. It's from Aristotle. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So for many of us, we don't really know ourselves. And so that's the challenge that we face is if you don't know yourself, you really don't know your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, where you are and what you can do. You don't really know the limits at which you can perform. And so you have this limited comfort zone that people talk about. And many times that comfort zone is small because you've not really played at the phrase and the edges of what's there. And I believe that's where your competitive edge is actually found, as you push out that comfort zone, you try new things, you get new information, and you actually go out and implement it. So let's jump right in. Justin and I talked about the Kolbe Index. I'd never taken it, actually never heard of it, but let me read to you what the Kolbe Index is. We'll include a link. You can go take it. I think it's $50 or something to learn about your own self. The Kolbe Index, it's unique. It's an instinct test. It does not measure your intelligence, your personality, or your social style. It measures the instinctive ways you take action when you strive. Use your custom Kolbe Index to be more productive, less stressed, unlock joy at work or with your family. So probably like many of you, I've taken the DISC profiles, the 360 feedbacks, I've taken the Enneagram, all of these things just to kind of learn more about myself because that's how we grow and we develop. I will tell you this, guys, I went through the Kolbe Index and I got my 4 numbers that are there. It's very eye-opening. And as Justin broke down in the episode, what the numbers meant, what my tendencies were, how I perform, even more importantly, this was really cool, is how he was choosing to engage with me based on my Kolbe Index. This is going to allow you to connect up with more people, actually know how to engage with them, and create more meaningful relationships, both in business and at home. So I'd encourage you guys to take a look at that. So let's jump into why I think this is important. Is over my career of 20 plus years, I've taken these tests. We implement some things, we learn some things, and then we kind of push them off, right? And we move away. When's the last time you honestly looked at your DISC profile? Or for all my Enneagram friends, maybe you took the Enneagram and you're like, hey, I'm a 3, wing 7, whatever you are. I'm an 8 and, all this stuff. How often are you actually using that? How often are you actually putting that into play to make sure not only are you aware of your patterns and tendencies, but how you relate and connect up with others, how you're perceived? This could even tie into our brand of how people perceive us based on who we actually are. So again, I would encourage you guys to take this because many times we take it, we don't really take action afterwards. What I loved about this, I can see myself using this already, is it is a common language with people that have taken it. There's a few people that Justin has already introduced me to, and we're starting to connect up based on our numbers. Say, hey, this is where you are. How do you engage with people, right? And as you go through this, I think what you're going to find is where you are and where other people are, but more importantly, what are you most equipped and best equipped with your skills, resources, experience to show up and deliver and actually deliver value in the marketplace. And so I love this part of our growth and development. Many times you have coaches, you have mentors, you have people that actually work with you about particular situations or what's there. When's the last time you really stopped and went through something like this for yourself? So check this out. I'll leave you guys with this. As I started doing this personal development thing years and years ago, I'd really say even as an athlete, I'm still just really curious. And I found that in the most successful people is they are curious as well of who are they? Who did God design them to be? And then now how do they hone in those skills to actually deliver massive value in the marketplace? You see, last week I was reminded of that as I was speaking at the Book Thinkers event in Columbus, Ohio. And I've really been working, as you guys know, I've shared this, my good friend, Renee Rodriguez, on speaking and better stage presence and all of these things, how to craft a message that actually lands. It's not so much, you were able to deliver this amazing talk and you sounded great and you had all the right words and all that, but how do you connect your head and your heart so that people feel the message and they leave many times not remembering what you said, but how you made them feel. This last week, I took a risk. A lot of the presenters had PowerPoints. I decided not to. With 15 minutes allocated, I looked at that time as it was better spent engaging with the audience, reading them, making eye contact, connecting up with very intentional moves throughout that. Words and phrases, feeding off the energy and the vibe and what I had listened to and learned earlier in the day. Versus going through maybe 4 or 5 PowerPoint slides that would have distracted many people. I couldn't have engaged with them the same. And what I realized in that moment was I was taking what I do well in my strengths of, I'm going to read the room, I'm going to connect up with people, make them feel like we're just having this one-on-one conversation. And all the while, we're connecting with a group of people. And I could see many people getting moved emotionally, people afterwards commenting on that. And that was a very intentional style that I'm still learning and developing and growing myself. And I share that example for you because for all of us, we're on this journey. And unless we take action and try something like that and play to our strengths, maybe it didn't work out like I thought or it intended. It's okay. You've got to try it. But I'm sharing that with you because there's something you know you need to try or you need to do or how you need to show up. But maybe the first step is learning more about yourself so you can show up as that best version of yourself. So we'll include the links for the Kolbe Index. I am one of those curious learners. I love the pursuit of personal development because really in many ways, like a new workout or a new challenge that we have, when we take on that challenge, we often find on the other side, we've learned something new that we can implement and we can take action immediately that typically leads to that breakthrough that we're looking for. So guys, if you do take this, please share your results, share some feedback with us. I know Justin and I both would appreciate that to make sure that we're on this journey with you and we hear where this Colby Index has made a difference for you, what you learned, what questions you have, all of that. Share it with your friends, your company, your colleagues, everyone there. Guys, let's go out there and let's make sure that we are creating joy in other people's lives. We're taking what God has given us and our talents and our unique skill set. We're serving who we once were. That's how we make a difference. That's how we move the ball down the field. Let's make sure we take action today. Catch you guys in the next episode.